Good morning, everyone. Surprise! I am starting a little early today. Quite a busy day here in Warrior World. We have the first ever mindset training today, a little bit of mind shifting for our clients. And I'm so super excited to be able to bring my knowledge and education to our clients. I know you need it. So I kind of wanted to come on here today. We've been traveling nonstop, and thank you to Caroline and Jason, Kevin, Scott, Aaron, everybody back at the office, Francine, and the whole crew. We were joined by the Casey brothers. We had an amazing event last week in Nashville. Absolutely crushed it. Thank you for all of our prospective members and our new clients. Some of our current members joined us. Absolute great 2 days workshop, exactly how it should be. Hands-on workshop where we're working through some of the biggest issues in your head and in your business and bringing different perspectives. Oh, and I forgot Eric. Can't forget Eric Corbett. Thank you so much. Incredible, incredible presenter. And bringing all their knowledge and experience of selling their companies and scaling new ones and rinse and repeat. So there was a lot of knowledge that was brought to that room, and super excited that we had that opportunity. The venue was amazing. If you missed out, there's another one coming up in May in New Jersey, but we do really well in our hometown, and we do well actually wherever we go on the road. The New Jersey event, though, is going to be stellar. We've got some great things planned for that as well. Plus, it'll be a little bit warmer. The beach is 10 minutes away. But most importantly, you're going to be gaining a ridiculous amount of knowledge by being in that room. This is not a best practices. This is about hands-on understanding your business from the inside out. What do you need to do? What are your next steps? And I kind of want to talk about that today because as we do these trainings over and over, whether it's daily advisement or it's our signature trainings, our legendary 9, whatever you want to call them, or if it's putting people in a room and really understanding how they think. I think that's the most important part. I believe that if we can work people from the inside out, because everything starts internally, and there are some old school perceptions that if we work really hard, then success will follow, and that's not always the way. Especially in the trades. Many of us were brought up in the trades where our dads were hard workers. So, working 60 hours a week with their hands or in physicality equated to I worked hard, so I'm going to make money. And if they don't, then it becomes this stigma that they, if they don't work with their hands or they're not in the truck, their identity has to shift in order to become the identity of a business owner. And it's uncertain. So I have a really great friend of mine, and obviously I've had a lot of people in our world that have been super successful. So I look at that and say, well, success always leaves clues. So what does that look like for us? And having so many conversations with people who've been there, done that, I think about what makes the difference. And obviously, it's the mind shift of creator and making sure that you're okay being comfortable in the uncomfortable. And what was once certain, you're okay with the uncertainty. We're not always sure what's around the corner, and you've got to be okay with that, leaving your comfort zone. And we hear this all the time. It's what are you going to do with it? Right? Everything's about application. We can read books. You guys are listening to tons of podcasts. But what are you doing with the knowledge? And where are you getting all this different information from? It's like shiny object syndrome. You're sitting in this seminar, you're going to this class, you were reading this book, you're listening to this guy in a podcast, and then you're trying to pull it all in and tie it in a bow and make some sense out of it. And the reality is you're going to do nothing, because that's what 99% of the people do, is nothing with the information, nothing with what they've learned. And I know I've been there myself years ago, and until I created a new identity of understanding and educating and being okay with the uncertainty and taking risks that I was totally uncomfortable with, it didn't change. So we accept things for the way they are. And I think about everyone's level of acceptance or everyone's level of success is different. So let's take in consideration people whom are comfortable with the friends that are around them. Maybe they're the best one in the group, or they're the most successful one in the group. Well, how do you rise? Because our bodies and our minds are meant to keep us safe. because we are built from survival. So if we're built from survival and we start to get out of our comfort zone and we hang around people that are doing better than us, well, what then? Are we ready to take that new stance and learn? It's your baby walking all over again. Are you ready for that uncertainty? Because it isn't always certain. It isn't always right. It isn't always going to work out. Sometimes I feel as if people are more afraid of success and how they'll have to change to adapt to the reality of success than they are a failure. Because, quite frankly, some of us are used to failure. We're used to working hard and only equating to so much dollars on our paycheck. We're used to losing jobs and then go getting new ones, and somehow we feel really secure in the fact that nothing can bring me down. And yes, the warrior mentality is that we can rise, right? It's always about how you get back up. But then where do we go from there? Why do we keep wanting to descend the ladder instead of keep ascending and being around the people and being in rooms where you can create that ascension for yourself? What is so scary about it? Because every time that you hit new levels, you're going to be the youngest one and the novice in the group. And I see sometimes people are afraid to come in the room because they're afraid to be judged. They're afraid, well, what are people going to think about me? They're doing so well. Well, they weren't always. You've got to be willing to be disliked. You have to be willing to be judged. You have to be willing to put yourself on the line to create something better for yourself. And then in time, it's going to become easy for you. And then we climb the next rung of the ladder. And that's what it's all about. So who are you hanging around with? Where are they in their level of life? Are they comfortable just paying their rent and getting a paycheck every week? Because if that's it and that's where you want to be, so be it. If you want to sit in a truck for the rest of your life because that's where your identity is and you want to work hard, so be it. But our world is built on people who want to climb that ladder, who want to do better with themselves, who want more, whatever more means. And today we're going to spend the entire day figuring out what that is for everybody. And why we're not there yet, what's holding us back. Is it fear, success, the uncertainty, lack of significance, because you're not the big man on the totem pole anymore? People come from different backgrounds. You shouldn't get stuck in the thought process of I'm doing better than the people that raised me. That's great. That's what our parents want for us. They want us to be better. But now what's next? What's next for you? And more importantly, how are you showing up for the people in your life that you're providing for? That's what I want you to think about today. So I am off to a client meeting and then an amazing day of mind shifting for our clients. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you next week. Thanks.